early on, Penn State. What are your early thoughts on that game? What are your thoughts on Penn State?
Um, I think defensively they're really good. I mean they hung in with Ohio State last weekend at the Horseshoe, um, and very similar to other tests we had this year. If we're not able to pass the ball effectively, not a ton, not being extremely explosive, but at least pass it effectively, um, it's going to be tough to score in that defense, in particular because we struggle in the red zone. We struggle in the red zone, and that's just the type of defense where you have to be as efficient as possible. You have to be efficient as possible. It's going to be a really good test. Now, vice versa, I like our chances versus their offense, um, but I could see next week being more of a lower scoring game. In terms of low 20s or something like that.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed.
yeah, but tough.
I think it'll be important to get points, but you still can't settle for threes. Like you gotta get the ball in the end zone. Like that is just so critical in big games and close games when you're playing good teams. You cannot continue to settle for field goals. Like you've got to be. It can't just be we're aggressive from the 20 to the 20 and then we're good with just getting 3 points. Like you have to be aggressive. You've got to go get it, and you cannot cannot settle for field goals against Penn State. Because I mean, there, it's interesting because if Clifford is dialed in, which I don't know, he's kind of all over the place. I know they've got a heck of a receiver, um, but I think points are just going to be at a premium, and I think you've got the ability defensively to hold Penn State to 10 to I mean even 17 points. I think Michigan's defense is fully capable of doing that. Fully capable.
Hmm.
Um, so if that's the case, I mean, you want to get off to a good start. Really, if you could get them, in to be one dimensional, like if you can get out to a quick lead, boy, you're going to put a lot of stress on that offense. I just don't think they're built to score a lot of points. I mean, they lost to what Illinois 20-17. So,
Yeah.
and I don't think Illinois is loaded with world beaters. I mean, their own coach said that they don't have talent essentially on their O line, is what he was talking about. But yeah, it just I could see it being a low scoring game. But then too, to go back to what we've talked about all year, is that your style of offense makes it that teams that you probably should blow out and really throttle, that margin of victory is going to be closer because of the style that you typically play or that you want to play. So like I mean, like I said, I think it'll be something 24-17, 24 to 10, something
That's how I
something in
see
that
it.
in
That's
that
how I see
range.
it. Kind of like one of those games, 24-17, 21-17. Some is what it is. It is what it is. But it's one of those games where if they can find a way to hold on and get through it, they have a chance. And hopefully those guys. I think part before the game, they realize that hey man, MSU lost. You take care of your business. You got a shot here. Because the way that pass defense is right now,
It's rough,
CJ
man.
should be able to rip them up pretty good. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if MSU doesn't get past OSU. If MSU gets past Ohio State.
Is that game next week? Michigan State, Ohio State?
That's a great question. I think so.
Michigan State football schedule. quick check. No. So Michigan State's got Maryland next week, and then they have
Wait a
Ohio
minute.
State the week after that. What?
Someone pays Dre's internet bill. Sorry, guys. It must be my area.
So then Ohio State's got Purdue next week. So Ohio State goes Purdue, Michigan State, Michigan. So it'll be interesting. I mean, that's the thing too. Like, I mean, for Michigan, look, we talked about it before the season started that this is the year to get Ohio State. Like, they don't have, the fully loaded team that I think they had back in the 16, 17, 18. There's no Justin Fields there. A number one potential draft pick. Like, I think Stroud's good, but he's inexperienced, and he's not a guy to me that is going to be able to put that team on his shoulders and just carry them to the finish line. Like, I don't think he's that guy. So you've got that, what I would say, going for you. And then also too, like, they've got Purdue, then they got to play Michigan State, then they have you. So, we'll see, man. We'll see. You just never know at the end of the day. You just never know. It's college football. I mean, if you would have told me that Alabama was going to beat LSU by 6 today, I would have told you you're crazy. And lo and behold, that's what happened. So it's college football, man. Kids are kids, and it's hard to get kids, at that level week in and week out without looking past
No,
other
no.
teams and things like that. So
I know you guys look terrible today. You was upset.
Oh yeah, like, just
oh,
awful.
you them Bama boys, man, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It was rough out here for a lot of us this past weekend. So
I don't know if
he
it
was
was
able to
just
make it through.
the Penn State game. I believe I just saw
No,
it
it's a
was
big
announced
game.
that it's a noon kick.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So
apparently, I
that's
think Purdue is playing Ohio State next week. So we got the
yeah.
guys. Ain't nowhere in the world. If Purdue beats Ohio State, man, that'll be the biggest. I swear that'll be like probably the biggest story in the history of college football sports.
No, I mean, they did that. What was that, a couple of years ago in 2018?
No. I mean, that'll be three.
Oh,
That'll
I
be
got you.
three top three wins.
Yeah, in
And
like
that
what
will
span
be
of like 4 or 5 weeks, something like that.
yeah. They have the most unranked. They have the most. What was it? It's essentially like the most upset wins by an unranked team. Like literally, it's incredible. But no, there's no way that Purdue beats Ohio State. If Purdue beats Ohio State next week, Jeff Brom needs to name his check. And so I'm like, you know what?
I mean, but if you would have told me that after Michigan State, had a huge win against Michigan, I mean, granted, yeah, that would have been a letdown game, and I'm like, nah. With Kenneth Walker, like, nah. No. I'd have been like, Michigan State will be fine against Purdue. So, like I said, man, once again, it's you just never know. You never know. We had a question about injuries. I haven't seen much of anything on Twitter. I heard Blake Corum was in a boot. Actually, I think one of our viewers said that. And then Antrell Anthony got hurt somehow. I didn't even know that happened. So
we'll be able to have a better.
Really seen anything.
We'll be able to recap that better, guys, when we do Wednesday show, because a lot of times we jump right on here after the game. So we're talking about the results, but on Wednesday,
Twitter.
you guys tune in on Wednesday show. We'll recap the team situation, injuries, who's anticipated to go and not go, and when we do our breakdown of the Penn State game, because this is a big week. Well, at this point in the season, every game is huge.
Yep.
But yeah. So as of now, the guys are gonna lick in their wounds. I know one guy is probably in an ice bath. It's Hassan Haskins. He took a beating today.
He said he feels great. I actually saw someone quoted him on Twitter. He's like, yeah, no, I'll take as many carries as they want to give me. Like, my body feels great. Cool.
Man, all right. Well, all right. Hope you're ready.
We're going to need another 27 next week.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
so,
for sure.
We shall see. We shall see.
The funny thing is, I'm not gonna lie. I've got everyone's doing jokes on Purdue. MSU losing to Purdue today. I'll tell you one thing. I want no parts of Purdue right now. I'm glad we don't got them on our schedule.
With David Bell, like that dude, He's
That guy's a
he
beast.
is embarrassing defensive backs. Just
Don't you think he'll
embarrassing.
look great in the Honolulu Blue? Don't you think? Oh my goodness, he'll look great.
We're not going there. We're not going
Okay,
there.
sorry.
Nope.
Don't want to
So,
tank this great show with
it's
that.
actually Sunday. It is Sunday now.
Yeah,
This is way past my bedtime. I am
I'm actually
early
pretty loopy
to
right
bed.
now.
I've had 1.5 Red Bull. Well, this was a full Red Bull and then half a Monster. So, and I'm still ready to clock out. So,
Either way.
yeah. I mean, Michigan's got a big week next week. You took care of business. You beat Indiana. Hopefully you get healthy, going into that game next week, but you don't have a whiteout game. You don't have the night game. So I think that plays in your favor. And if you beat Penn State, you're staring at Maryland. I mean, you just never know. Like this, I think so far has been a crazy football season, especially these last couple weeks. So you just
You
never
don't
know what could
overlook.
happen.
Don't overlook it. You have Illinois beating Penn State. Yeah, you just don't overlook anyone. Show
Right.
up, take care of your business, and in advance.
And then at the